Hey friend, welcome to day 3 of the Photo Business Challenge. Got my Starbucks in hand and I hope you have a coffee in yours, and I'm ready to tackle this day with you. So let's dive in. So now that we've established that you are starting to create habits of reaching out and connecting with other vendors and photographers, we're going to dive into your website. So today's challenge is all about your website. Now, I heard once that someone referenced that your website is like your business's handshake online. Because you can't meet someone face to face, your website really is your first opportunity to make an impact on someone and show them who you truly are. So we're going to talk more about that. And I do want to mention really quick that in today's day and age, if you don't have a functioning website, it is a little bit harder for people to see you as a legitimate business. So I really want you to focus on, if you don't have a website, that you would make that a top priority. There's really simple ways to do that, whether it's a free template through WordPress or other platforms, or really inexpensive options that you have in order to get that going. Now, if you don't have a website yet, I don't want you to feel super overwhelmed and feel like you have to run out and get one right away. That's just something to think about as prioritizing in the future or in the next little bit. Maybe during quarantine, who knows? But I wanted to let you know that I personally have my website through Showit, and my friend Rachel Earle designed it and is amazing. I'm gonna actually link her info down below this video and then also in the details of your PDF so that y'all can go hire her because she's phenomenal. But I wanna make sure that this isn't a challenge that makes you feel really overwhelmed. So this is today's challenge. You are going to spend an hour, we're all going to, I'm going to as well, spend an hour of our day, and we are going to comb through our website and evaluate it. So basically, I want to make sure that I'm not pitching you 100 different ways and different things in order to make your website stand out or all of these things. I don't want this to be an overwhelming challenge. I want it to be something that you feel like you can really accomplish today. So I just want you to spend 1 hour evaluating your website. Now, maybe that looks like you just tweaking a few things, updating a headshot here, doing a family photo swap there, just making sure that everything is up to date on it. I also want you to look for things that maybe are broken links or galleries that needed updated because your last time you updated your home gallery, which is the first photos that anybody ever sees of your work, maybe you haven't updated those in a couple of years. Those are kind of things I just want you to do. So I know for myself how huge of a difference it can be to just even tweak a few different things. So that's what I'm going to have you focus on today. In a little bit, I'm going to be doing a screen share with you guys as I walk through my website and show you some really vital things that I think every website should have. But then also I'm going to do an evaluation of my own website and kind of talk with you guys through things that I'm thinking that I need to tweak, or maybe different things I'm dreaming about adding, or different things like that in the future. In today's PDF, I'm going to go ahead and outline those different things that I talk about on the screen share, hoping that maybe as I go through that and as you look at the details, you start to become more confident in the direction or status of your website. Now, I do want to make sure to let you know that it took me about 8 years to actually love my website. A lot of that has to do with Rachel designing it. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the fact that you think you have to have this flawless masterpiece of a website. I don't think that at all. I just want you to take this time to really look for things that you just haven't been able to do before. Maybe you just didn't give yourself enough time to fix links that are broken from your Instagram to your website, or again, those galleries and headshots and all those things I mentioned. I want you to just do these little things and create a habit, like we've been talking about, to make sure that you are constantly going back to your website and constantly evaluating and seeing if links are broken, if things don't look right, going from your mobile device to your desktop. This is your storefront that you're inviting people into your web home. I want to make sure that you are getting very familiar with it if you haven't been. Some people don't go back to their website because they're embarrassed when they do go to it, but we want to make sure that we are going there all the time to make sure that things aren't broken, that things are working properly, and all that good stuff. So today we're going to do a little bit of spring cleaning at your web home. I'm going to hop over to a screen share now so you can see me evaluate my own website, and then we'll go from there. I'll walk with you through my website and kind of some things that I want to suggest to you that you can be looking for in your website as you look through yours, and things that I think are really vital to have on a website that maybe you don't have, or whatever that may look like. So I'm just gonna jump in and talk with you through a few things. So when you first get on your website, I think a really good tangible thing to do is just go through, and maybe you haven't been on your site for a while. I want you to just go through and literally click around and just make sure no links are broken. Go down all the way to your like Instagram widget that you might have. Make sure that everything works on there. There's so many little things that when we're not visiting our site often can just with any technology kind of go awry and links that can get broken. So I want you to make sure that you're just clicking around and seeing kind of maybe if there's any links that are broken and don't work. I also want you, especially with your home gallery, to make sure that everything on there really looks like your style. I know for me, when I switched from Maston Labs to Noble Presets, a lot of my photos didn't really match exactly the same type of style. So actually this is a good example, but like this photo was when I was still using Maston Labs presets, but this photo, even though that you can't tell the difference, I still kept these kind of photos around because they weren't too big of a difference as far as skin tone and stuff, since there's no people in this one. But when I switched to Noble Presets, I went ahead and kind of switched out my gallery when I actually had photos to be able to use for that. So just kind of click around, see if there's anything as far as, links or certain photos, especially in your homepage gallery, that you want to switch out. I also do recommend that if you have a website and you are let's say you're a wedding photographer and you really want to book wedding clients, but you feel like you, I don't know, keep getting inquiries for families or newborns or whatever that looks like. Whatever you put as your number one photo is going to be the very first impression that someone has of you. So if they're looking for a wedding photographer and they click over on your site and the first picture you have is a family photo of someone, that's going to look like you're a family photographer. Now you might do everything. You might be a family photographer, newborn photographer, seniors, all those things. But if you want to continue to shoot weddings and that's actually your favorite, or that's what you want to shoot the majority of, then you want to make sure that that's your first photo. Now, granted, the same thing goes with the other way. If you are a family photographer and you're posting couple pictures or wedding pictures, you're going to get inquiries for the things that you're putting out. So just make sure that you're putting that on there. I also let people know that even if you are shooting everything, but you really don't want a lot of family, like don't want to do a lot of family sessions or whatever that is, people will still inquire with you about those other sessions, weddings, all that kind of stuff that you don't put out there. So for me, even though I'm clearly a wedding photographer, put that out there everywhere, anywhere on my social media is, I still get inquiries about family sessions. So it's not meaning that you're not going to get those inquiries if you only really put out a certain type of photo. But just make sure you're putting out what you actually want to shoot. So that is, home gallery is definitely very important to make sure that you have that fine tuned. You don't need a ton of pictures. You just need, maybe 5 to 10 photos that really are the very best of the best photos that you want to put out there. Another thing that I would say to have on your homepage is some type of photo of yourself. You need to make sure that you are being really personable with anybody that's coming on your site. Remember, again, this is your handshake into your business, and you want to make sure that you are being that friendly face that someone can get to know right away before they go too far into your site. They're going to be able to see who you are and who's behind the camera because you're the one that they're hiring. Again, to kind of click through and just go through all the things, make sure that you are clicking through all the links on your page to make sure that they're going to the right places. Any galleries, again, that might need updated. Reviews are really awesome to have as well on either your homepage, probably, your homepage, but even especially like your wedding pages or family photo pages or anything like that. And again, making sure to just kind of click through and look and make sure everything's working out. Again, if you have any, I would say that maybe for myself, I love this photo of Preston and Jessana, but I also know that this is before I started using those presets, the Noble presets that I was talking about. So it is a little bit different than my Noble preset look. Another thing for your homepage, and really a lot of pages on your website, it's really good to have a contact form at the bottom of a lot of them, because it allows people to not have to wonder or search for how to contact you. I tried to make mine short and sweet. I used to have a really long inquiry form, but then after doing an SEO coaching session with a friend, she just was letting me know the statistics on how likely it is that someone's going to fill out your contact form depending on how many questions it is. And mine was really long before. So I made sure to just cut a lot of things out that I didn't really need. And I went ahead and I just made it really short and sweet for someone to fill out. And so, another think. Okay, let's go through. So your About Me page, I know that most of you know this, but your About Me page is really important. Everyone, I think statistics say that like it's your second most visited page on your website. People want to see you. They want to know who you are and who's behind the camera before they hire anybody. And I would definitely suggest, again, to have like a photo of well, obviously photos of yourself, but also to have like multiple photos so people can kind of see you in action, kind of see a different side of you. I have ones of my family, ones of me educating at my workshop, just different stuff with daughters. This is like a super signature like pose that I do with my couples under the veil. So I made sure to have one of those. Just all these different things that kind of show a different personality. If you can, it was fun. We were able to get a video during our anniversary session. And then I had a friend do the one up top here for us at home film session, which was fun to add. It's just a little thing. I have some questions on here for people. And then also a little quiz that people can go and take. And then it lets them know if I'm just totally going through this really fast, but if we'll be like a good fit for each other. So it just kind of says that then, which is kind of fun. So, and I am totally forgetting where this quiz is through right now, but I can let you guys know that later. So then I would, just kind of go through, see if everything looks up to date on your website. I would say for me, the thing that I am currently thinking for myself, and I've thought this for a while, is that I really I love my words on here. I had a copywriter who did my web design with me when me and Rachel were designing it, and she did all my copy. So she did all of the words, any words that you see on my website, she wrote, and they literally made me cry when I first read them. So they're awesome. But I do think that it's a lot of words. And so something for myself that I really am hoping to maybe do sometime soon is to kind of go through and make sure that I'm really only saying the words that I need to say, and maybe taking down quite a few of those words. So, or condensing, taking them down, condensing quite a few of them. I do think you need to make sure and have some type of price on your page. I would say that you don't have to go into detail at all, but you need to make sure that people aren't just, because obviously I don't want to just get any inquiry that has someone inquiring for like a $1,500 wedding, because that's only wasting time for them and for me. So, but I don't think that you need to fully disclose all of the things, because you do want to make sure to start that conversation so that they can have a reference point of a conversation with you before they're kind of making their final decision. So I have another contact form, engagements, just kind of combing through these. And again, you can kind of click through your different galleries and making sure, something that I try to do on my galleries is that I try to kind of color coordinate. Sorry, this is starting to go really slow because I'm almost dead here. Color coordinate a little bit so that it's going kind of like from pinks into blues, and then the blues going into the blues, and just different things like that to try to kind of connect them. So it kind of like leads the eye with like a visual story kind of. And then I do some like frequently asked questions down here, some galleries. I don't think this is definitely way more in depth than my first websites ever were. Remember I had mentioned that this is like, for sure, like I hadn't had a website like this until 8 years in. So I did not have anything that was like this in depth before. It was very, very, very simple. But yeah, I would just say go through, make little tweaks or just write down things that you're thinking. Like for me, I'm not going to go through and spend all the time right now doing the words on my website, because that is something that is going to take me a long time. And I don't feel like it's super necessary right now, because they're fine and they're great, but I do want to do that at some point. But I think that you can make little tweaks, and again, go through, look at links, look at all these different things that you can see if there's something right now that you really feel like would be beneficial. Like definitely getting your face on there. If you cannot find your face on your website, that is not okay. You need to go and put a picture of yourself on there. That's why our most engaged photos on Instagram for our post are the ones with our face on it, because people want to see your face. But yeah, go ahead and spend some time doing that so you can see all the different ways that you need to either update or just make plans to kind of update the website at some point. But even making little tweaks to your gallery, or changing up maybe some things that you have on your contact form, or whatever that looks like, that kind of stuff can make a really big difference of even just how accomplished you feel with it, or just depending on what all you want to do. Maybe this will be one of those moments you're like, oh, okay, I actually have some time to work on that during the break that we have right now. So a blog also, that's for another day to tell you, but blogs are really important. We talked about how a website's a handshake. Well, the blog, I've heard the reference that it's like your open sign. So the website's your business's handshake to the online world, and the blog and you consistently posting on your blog is the open sign. So anyways, that is about all I have for you for right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to please email me, hit reply on the email. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to comb through your website, make some plans, make some tweaks, and we'll see you tomorrow.